your psychopathic husband brutally took Elvira's life. Because of him, I never got to meet my own aunt. I hope you find someone good, Quinlan. Goodbye. I did. Let me rephrase my question then. Dr. Burke, are you friends with Devante Torres? The same Devante Torres who is being charged with the passing of 17-year-old Elvira Russo, who he had an affair with when she was underage? What is this? Aren't you Devante's lawyer? Order. Is Devante Torres being charged with taking the life of his teenage lover, Elvira Russo? Didn't you recently take a picture with him? Devante has never even met Keeve. Dr. Burke, that's not what I asked, and I'd appreciate it if you answered the question. Why do you look like you lost your best friend? I'm not in the mood, Heidi. Clearly you're not doing well. I'm only asking out of concern. Just to get you to stop yapping your mouth, I'll tell you. You're bound to find out anyway. Quinlan and I are no longer together. You agreed to stay away from this area, remember? I remember, Isabel. It's just a bit surprising that you're still living in the estates. Is that your way of telling me to leave? JJ, he's a demon. He needed to be stopped. I couldn't let him hurt this family. I won't let him hurt this family. Mom? I've only just gotten to know Devante. Have you been friendly with him? You can say that. It's a yes or no question. Yes. Friendly with the man who has been charged with taking a teenager's life 20 years ago? The same teenager who he admitted to having an affair with behind his wife's back? That's correct. No further questions. It's about time you dropped her, especially since her brother is the reason we had to send another son to rehab. Why am I not surprised that you're taking the opportunity to gloat? This is me being relieved, Shiani. You should be relieved as well, since you're no longer with an opportunistic, money-grabbing slut. Aren't you glad that Ben won't have a stepmother his age and that he won't be tortured with the fact of having his father staying with the woman he once fell for? Even though I'm not with Quinlan anymore, it still doesn't change the fact that I no longer want to be married to you, Heidi. No, Isabel, you're still welcomed here. I just assumed that after the way Alan spoke to you the other day, that you'd be packing up your things. Even though your son is a complete douchebag, Ulissa is settled here. She's already going through enough, and I won't have her hopping from place to place. I promise you that Alan gets his annoying personality from Harley's side. Sure, Essador. Even though Alan does lack respect, he did have a point. Devante took your sister's life, and your family welcomed me and my daughter with open arms. I didn't even say thank you. Maison Micheli, sakte fit. Papa, Tale, JJ, I need you to put the gun down. He'll get back up. He's a demon. He'll get back up and come after all of us. He won't hurt us. Baby, give me the gun, please. JJ, I won't let anything happen to you. If you give me the gun, I can keep you safe. I can keep this family safe. All you have to do is do as I say and everything will be alright, I promise. Nous besoin le police là. Why is everyone outside? Shelly, what happened? Care to explain yourself? I was gonna ask you the same thing, Udell. Harley tore into me about Devante and you said nothing. Just like you told me nothing about being friends with Devante. I'm not Devante's friend. But you took a photo with the man. Yes, but it's not what you think. It doesn't matter what I think, Terry. You want sole custody of your son. If the judge has a bias against Devante, then you might find yourself sharing custody with Finnegan. Gianni, divorce or no divorce will always be connected. The two of us share 2 sons together. On top of that, Clarice invited me to move back in here. How long do you think you'll be allowed to stay? You're only here because my mother doesn't want you being alone while Max is in rehab. Once Max gets better, my parents will be glad to show you the door, especially when you cheated on me. And you cheated on me as well. Look, I know how much I hurt you. No, Heidi, you have no idea how much you hurt me. After all the love I gave you, it was never enough. Loving you is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Finding out that you hopped into bed with Finnegan Burke made it feel like all of the hard work I put in to make you happy was worthless. Loving you, Heidi, drove me insane. It drove me to the point where I literally ran Finnegan over. Just because your husband is a monster doesn't mean you should be disrespected. Don't pay Alan any attention. Believe me, Isidore, I want to ignore that imbecile. But he's a threat to Theodosius' palace, my daughter's inheritance. You have my word that I won't let that happen. Be for real, Isidore. Even though your father still runs this family with an iron fist, you were still sneaky when you were Alan's age. But Alan has a lot to learn. That boy will never outsmart me. If Devante comes to a point where he has to sell the hotel, I'll buy it off of him and hand Theodosius' palace over to you. Somebody say something. Why is Devante on the floor? He was shot. By who? You? Poppy? JJ. What? I'm calling 911. I won't let things get any worse. Shelly, is Devante still alive? I didn't get the chance to check his pulse, Jeremiah. I needed to get the gun out of JJ's hand before I called 911. The last thing I needed was for JJ to be spooked with a gun in his hand. Fine, I'll check his pulse. Is he still alive? I'm so glad that you agreed to use Terry's connection with Devante against her, even though you are still defending that psychopath. You hired a winner, remember? I really wish that wasn't the case for Devante, especially when it doesn't even seem like you like him. Don't worry about that, Finnegan. Just be glad that now the judge most likely sees no reason for Terry to have sole custody of Keith. I could kiss you right now if we weren't in public. I don't see anyone around. Do you? Not at all. Finnegan was involved in a hit and run all of those years ago. You were the one who ran him over this whole time? What are you gonna do with what I just shared? Have me arrested? Just so you know, Finnegan figured it out years ago and stayed silent. I guess he didn't share that piece of information with you when the two of you had pillow talk. I won't have you arrested, Gianni. Because you want to have something over my head? No, because I love you. I knew it. Knew what, Isabel? You and Alan are working together to get a hold of Theodosius's palace. No, stop. Just hear me out. Hear you out? You just admitted that you would try to buy Theodosius's palace off of Devante and give it to you. I'm just supposed to believe that, Isidore? Yes, because it's the truth. Since you want to make sure that your daughters have the hotel, then I'll help you. If I have the chance, I'll buy it and hand it over to you to give to the girls. Do you think that Devante will actually hand the hotel over to you? You know more than anyone how persuasive I can be. Jeremiah, do you feel a pulse? Yes, I've got a pulse. Oh, praise the Lord. Oh no, that demon, he's gonna trick the police. He's gonna lie and make it seem like it's all my fault. It's okay, JJ. This isn't your fault. We've got you. What are we gonna do now, Jeremiah?